Right now I'm in the middle of shopping for groceries. And what about you, Dominic?
I'm heading home to my parents' house. I've decided to make them my main priority now.
Your priority? What are you talking about?
I want to be back with my parents now, living in their house and spending time around them.
What? Why are you planning to live back there with them now? What about us here?
You will come with me and live with my parents here as well. Why would you ask such a stupid question?
But you can't just make a decision like that so quickly. I have a lot of things going on myself, and some of those things might require me to stay at our home.
What? Are you going to listen to what I'm saying then? Who is the one you should be thanking for giving you the life you have? I am the one you should be thanking. It's because of me that both you and our son, who can't support yourselves on your own, are even able to have a roof over your heads.
I understand that it's due to your income that we're all able to have a house and food on the table. But why are you wanting to go back and live with your parents now, out of nowhere?
Because my mom is 65 years old now, and my dad is planning on retiring soon. I can tell that pretty soon, his body isn't going to be working so well. So there has to be someone close to them to take care of them.
But the last time we were over at their house seeing them, they both seemed to be doing very well by themselves. I really don't think we should be forcing ourselves to move back with them and live there quite yet.
And if something really bad were to happen to one of them, would you be able to take responsibility for it?
No, I wouldn't be able to.
Then let's do as I've said. No matter what else you have to say to me, we're going back to live with my parents.
But what about your job? It'll take way too long for you to get into work every day from their house. They live so far away from here.
Well, about that.
Right? That's why we can't just get up and move all the way out to their house like you're wanting to. I'll make sure when I have more time to myself that I use it going over to their house to check up on them, okay? Will that help you relax a little?
Alright.
Thank you. Can you please go and tell your parents that?
I've decided that starting tomorrow, we're going to go back and live with my parents at their house. We're all going to be moving out of here, so come back home and start getting all of our things ready to go.
What are you talking about, Dominic?
What? Do you not remember anything from the last time we talked? We were both talking about how I wanted all of us to move back home to my parents' house. You couldn't have forgotten about all of that yet.
Wait, I do remember all of that. But we ended that conversation saying we didn't need to move back with them, right? There was the whole issue regarding you getting to work every day from their house.
And I've made sure to fix all of that myself.
Fix all of that? How were you able to do that?
Don't be so surprised by what I can do. I asked my company if they'd let me transfer to another office.
Transfer offices?
That's right. There's a smaller office closer to my parents' house, and that's where I asked them to move me to.
Why would you take all of that this far?
Shut it, Bailey! I told you that we were going to move in with my parents, and that's what I've been trying to do! Luckily, my higher-ups allowed me to transfer out of the main office, so starting tomorrow, I'll be working from that smaller office.
Wait! Why would you keep all of this from us? Something as important as that has been going on with you, and you were going to hide it from your son and I until the very last minute? What about your parents? I'm sure your mom is shocked to hear about what you've done, right?
Don't worry about it. I made sure to let my mom and dad know this was happening way before I told you.
You're kidding, right? So it was just your own family that you were hiding all of that from?
That's right. I knew you'd be whining about it all the time. so I made sure to never tell you a thing.
I cannot believe this, Dominic. What the hell were you thinking? Why would you do something like that to us?
You guys are both very important to me. But you're not my family. You're both my subordinates. I am the one that has been supporting the both of you with my income, right? So it's only fair I view the both of you as below me.
What the hell?
Now, as for right now, you head home and start getting all of your things together, and then make your way over to my parents' house. And once you're moved in, I want you to start learning about all the chores you're going to be taking on from my mom. Do you understand that? I am not going to let you start cooking crappy food for everyone in my parents' home.
The fact that we have to move now? Well, there's no other choice, I guess. You already transferred to another office, so you have to be closer to it in order to commute now.
That's right. And that's why you need to get your butt moving.
But having to live with your mom and dad is a bit...
What? Are you trying to tell me you don't want to come and live with my parents now?
That's not what I'm saying, but can't we at least move into our own place close to them? We can find an apartment close to their house to stay at. That way, whenever your parents do need help, we'll be right there. Is that a bad choice to you?
You already know that's a bad choice. I want you to live back in my parents' house with them. There is no way I choose to move her to any other place but their house. Now quit your yapping and hurry it up with the packing you need to get done.
Hey, wait! Jace, are you doing all right now?
I am. Why do you ask?
Well, actually, it looks like we're going to have to move out of the house.
What? Why do we have to move all of a sudden?
Well, your dad, he chose to change locations for work without ever asking either one of us if it'd be okay first. And because of that, he wants us moving in with Grandpa and Grandma now.
I knew it. Dad is always so selfish when it comes to things regarding the whole family.
I'm so sorry about this.
You don't have to apologize to me for what he's been doing. You're just as much a victim as I am right now, and I feel bad seeing you say things like that to me.
No, you don't have to worry about me. I've gotten kind of used to your dad and how much he loves to make the choices in the house. But this time, he really took things a bit too far.
Having to move in with Grandpa and Grandma now. I guess Dad has no idea that I'm not going to be able to live in a house like theirs, right?
I guess he doesn't remember anything from what happened way back then.
I know he doesn't remember a single thing from it. That guy doesn't give a crap about either you or I, Mom, and it's far too easy to tell him that.
I tried to ask him if it'd be alright for us to move into a place close to Grandpa and Grandma's.
I'm sure he said no to that, right?
Yeah.
Would it be impossible for just you and I to continue living in this house while he moves back to their house?
I think so. The person paying for the rent of this apartment has always been your dad.
I see. What am I going to do here?
Calm down a bit.
Huh?
I'll make sure nothing happens to you, alright?
But we have no other choice but to move into that house with everyone else, right?
Don't worry about that. For the time being, let's both you and I just get all the packing taken care of before we make the move.
Hey, how's it all going? Have you been making good progress? Getting everything packed and ready to go?
Hey, listen, there are a lot of things packed up, so it's been a bit difficult moving everything. Where are you at right now? I'd really like it if you came here and helped us out.
Are you freaking kidding me? You know dang well that every day I have to be at work making money for us. Unlike you, I'm actually out here working my butt off, instead of just moping around the house.
You do understand that I'm always getting all the chores done in the house, right? I have never once had the time to just mope around all day.
Anybody can do chores, Bailey. Hell, even I could, if I really wanted. So stop trying to make yourself look all strong and powerful by saying you do a little cleaning.
Then I'm going to have to be the one to work with the moving people and make sure all the paperwork is filled out so that they can take our things to the right address, right?
Of course! Stop talking about all of that like you wouldn't be the one dealing with it. You really are such an idiot. And let me just say this right now. Even if getting everything ready to go is difficult for you, don't you dare slack off from the rest of your chores. When I get back home, dinner better be ready for me still. And the bath better be hot and ready for me as well.
But I don't have the time to get to all of that. Can we just have takeout for dinner tonight?
Are you kidding? If you're not even able to get the chores and cooking done for me, then you have literally no use to me anymore. Now quit with all that jabber and do as I tell you.
I knew it. So that's the way you think of me, as your wife.
What was that? Do you have something else you want to complain about now?
No, nothing really.
Then you listen to what I've said and do it.
Understood. I'll do everything to the best of my ability.
Get it all taken care of, you moron.
Where are you right now, Dominic?
Why are you asking me something like that right now?
Well, it's the day you planned for us to all move, yet I haven't been able to find you anywhere.
I'm sure that's the case for you. Because I've already gone to my parents' house, and am here with them right now.
What? You already went there by yourself and never told either myself or Jace?
That's right. And what's your problem with that?
Well, the moving truck is on its way over right now, so I was expecting that you'd be here to help load the things onto it.
Why should I have to be the one to do all of that physical work for you? You and those movers take care of it all yourselves.
Is that what you want? So you really don't plan on doing anything to help us out, do you?
I'm not doing anything. I don't need to be doing it all. And by the way, do you remember what you have to do once you've moved in here with us?
What?
You need to clean. I want you to clean up all of my parents' house.
You want me to clean up that massive house all by myself the moment we get moved in?
Well, of course I do! Who the hell else would be taking care of all that?
Well, hasn't your mom been the one keeping up with all of that while you and I have been living here?
And I told you already that she's too old now to have to be doing all of that. Cleaning is getting pretty hard on her body. So the only person that can do all of that cleaning in her place is you! So you're going to clean.
So what you're saying is that I've pretty much got to do everything for everyone now.
That's exactly right. Besides cleaning and cooking, there's no other use for you.
Is that how you really feel about me?
Huh? What's wrong with me thinking that about you?
Nothing. I just wanted to make sure that was the case. Now, I have to work on getting us moved out of this house. See you later.
Hey, how much longer do you plan on keeping me waiting?
What are you going on about?
It's already past 2 p.m. now. It's way past the time that all of our things should be arriving at my parents' house.
Oh, is that so? I don't happen to be one of the movers, so I'm not sure about any of that.
Bailey, where are you right now?
I'm at the house.
Huh? It's been 4 hours now, and you're still over at that old house? What the hell are you thinking? I really can't use you for anything, can I?
What are you so confused about, Dominic? I'm not talking about that old place. I'm talking about this new house that I've moved into.
A new house? What are you even going on about, Bailey? Have you lost your mind now or something?
No, I'm 100% here and in the present. Both myself and Jace have moved into a new house. All of our things have already arrived at this new house for us, and we've already begun unpacking everything. Why is it taking you so long to get over here?
Whoa, wait a dang second! Have you actually moved into a new house without ever getting my permission?
I have.
What the hell is going on here? I never heard a thing about this from either of you!
I could have sworn I said something to you about it, though. I said I preferred us moving into an apartment close by to your parents' house.
And I told you no to that option.
And I told you no to living in that house with your parents. Yet you continue to think that we would all just move into there anyway with them. So if that's how things were going to be, then it shouldn't be a problem that I got myself this apartment and moved into here without taking your veto into consideration.
No. But you never mentioned anything to me yesterday about how you'd be moving into that new apartment.
I know. And that's because I didn't have any plans of telling you. I've already gone ahead and found an apartment that we can live in month to month without having to sign a yearly contract.
You stop all of that! Do you think I'm just going to let you and Jace live in that place instead of coming here?
I don't need you to let us do anything, Dominic. Jace and I discussed all of this and decided on moving into here. So don't try and tell us we can't live here.
Then what about the things that should be moved into this house?
Go ahead and handle all your things yourself.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Well, of course I'm being serious. I've had enough of these games with you, so the only things I'll be saying now are very serious.
Crap! Just a second ago, my things came for me.
Well, isn't that wonderful for you? I suppose the movers were just caught up in traffic or something like that?
I'm not worried about that anymore, though. So you're not kidding about wanting for the two of us to live in completely different places now, then?
I was saying that just a little bit ago.
So you're really not going to listen to anything I've been saying?
And so what?
Do you have no idea what you've done to us by doing all of that?
Are you going to start whining about how what I've done is the cause of all our problems? If you're going to start pulling that, then I'll take action myself.
No. I'm not trying to fight you on anything right now.
Then what do you want to tell me?
I'm just trying to say that the reason I chose to have us move back in with my parents is for all of our sakes. I want you to understand that, Bailey!
For all our sakes? You mean just for your parents' sake, right? I mean, you were telling me about how Jace and I aren't even family to you.
You have it all wrong! I made this choice thinking about the both of you!
Stop it with the lies, all right? If you were thinking about us, then why did you never actually come to us and discuss what you wanted?
And I know now that I was wrong for doing that. But come on, just think about it a little. If you guys come back and live with my parents and I, then we'll never have to pay rent. To us, this is a huge plus, and it'll really help us all out.
You must have a really messed up head there. You would make all the effort to change offices and everything just so that we didn't have to pay rent anymore? It's not even like you were having any trouble paying the rent with your income, Dominic.
But this was also about saving up money for Jace's future and all that.
What is he going to do about school? If he moves back into that house with you and your parents, then he's not going to be able to make it to his high school every day. Are you going to ask him to change schools and leave all his friends?
Well, about that... yeah...
Wow, so you haven't been thinking about us.
What has Jace had to say about all of this? Has he been saying he hasn't wanted to move in with his grandparents?
You think he'd actually want to move at his age?
No, I know for a fact that you're just manipulating him into thinking and saying that he doesn't want to move here.
If that's what you think, then why not ask him yourself what he thinks?
I will then. I will. Jace, let's have a little talk.
What do you want? I'm really busy right now.
You, right now, you're with Mom at the new apartment, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that really what you want for yourself?
What are you trying to get at here, Dad?
For a long time now, you've never been the one to speak for yourself, right? I'm trying to see if you're just being forced to do as your mom has told you right now.
What?
Well, I mean, you've always loved your grandma, and you should want to live with her, right? She has really been looking forward to you moving in with her. So what do you think? Alright? Go ahead and tell me how you really feel right now, Jace. I won't bite back. You can tell me everything, and your dad will be all ears.
Are you sure you want to hear everything?
Of course I'm sure.
Well then, here I go with the truth. I would like to live in this new apartment with Mom, and only Mom.
Jace, you really don't have to worry about what Mom is making you say and think.
I don't have to worry? I haven't been worrying about that though, Dad. Actually, I'm so happy to finally be living in a house away from you.
What's happened to you, Jace? You were never the kind of kid who would say something like that to his dad.
And what exactly do you know about the real me? That's right. You don't know a single thing about the person I am.
I sure do know things about you. And when I chose to have us all move back in with your grandparents, I did so thinking of you.
Really? So it was for me then, was it?
Of course it was. To me, you are the most important part of this family.
Then, do you remember what happened to me the last time I went to that house and stayed with Grandpa and Grandma?
What are you talking about?
You don't remember. I had to be taken away from there in an ambulance and spent some time in the hospital.
Now that you mention it, I do remember something like that.
No, you don't. You don't remember a thing about what happened to me.
But I'm sure the only reason you had to go to the hospital from their house is because you became sick, right?
Nope. For some reason I had an allergic reaction, and it became really hard for me to breathe.
An allergic reaction?
Did you know that I'm allergic to mites? When I was last over at their place, the carpet and bedding was filled with them, all crawling around. And that's why I had such a bad allergic reaction. So ever since that day, I have not been able to go back to Grandpa and Grandma's house. But of course, you wouldn't know anything about that, because you never cared about me.
I do remember that though.
You do? And yet you've been trying so hard to have me move into that house and live there? What is that all about? Are you trying to show me how much you hate me or something?
No, not at all. You have that totally wrong, Jace.
I've had enough of this, Dad. I have things I need to take care of now. Don't bother ever trying to talk to me again, okay?
How was it? Were you able to get him to listen to what you were trying to say?
Who cares about that kid? It's all because of you and your rude character that brat has turned into a real pain in the butt.
Hey, don't you dare talk about my son that way. That kid is a very kind and affectionate young man who I happen to love very much.
What about him is kind? That stupid brat.
All right, then. I can see there is no getting anywhere with you anymore, Dominic.
Do you really plan for just the two of you to live over there in that new apartment from now on?
Yes, that's the plan.
Well, I'm not going to help you pay for anything then. And when you come back crying to me later, I'm not going to give you crap.
I will never come crying to you about anything.
Well then, what are you going to do? How are you going to be able to feed the brat when you don't make any money?
Do you really still believe that I'm not making any money?
Huh? What are you talking about? There's no way you've been making any money when you've been staying at home the whole time I've been married to you.
Well, I'll have you know that ever since college, I've been running my own blog online.
What are you talking about?
On there, I've been showing everyone the kinds of clothing I like to wear and the kinds of cosmetics that work for me. And a few years ago, I started to gather a pretty large following, and because of that, I became affiliated in some things. So as of right now, I've had plenty of sponsors.
You've had sponsors? Hey, you explain to me right now what the hell you're talking about.
As of right now, I have been running an online store where I sell the kinds of clothing and cosmetic brands that I'm sponsored by. And that's the way I've been bringing in money of my own.
You have your own shop? You?
I do. And I'm making way more from the sponsors that I have than you are with your current job. But I knew saying something about my current work would destroy the pride you've had, so I've kept it all a secret from you.
You're lying about all that.
I'm sure you won't believe what I'm telling you right now, but this is all the truth. So there is no reason for me to rely on you for money anymore. If anything, Jace and I are going to be living far better off now than you.
So, you're being serious then?
Yes, I sure am. So you can go ahead and stop worrying about either one of us here and put all your time into caring for your parents.
I get it now. I give up. I can see now that everything that's happened here is because of me. But please, don't forget that I made all these decisions while thinking about you two.
How the hell does changing work locations and moving out of the house without ever talking to us about it make me believe you were thinking of us?
At the very least, I was thinking about Jace when I made these choices.
Even after what had happened to him while he stayed at your parents' house before? You want me to believe him living with them again was for his sake? You're joking, right?
That allergy that he was talking about was all in his head. By now, he should be well enough to come live here.
Unbelievable. You think that his allergy is all in his head? Shut the hell up, Dominic. The only reason you're even able to say something as cruel as that about him is because you've never understood just how little you've cared about your own dang son.
No, I do care about him.
No, you don't. Back when he had to be rushed to the hospital, you never even came to see him. You told me it was a pain to have to leave work to go see your own son, as he was suffering an allergic reaction.
I only said that because I thought you were just going to throw a fit or something at the hospital.
Bullcrap. I had every reason to be worked up over our son, because he could have died that day.
And anyway, I'm not going to allow my family to live in two separate houses.
Then what are you going to do?
I'm going to bring my parents and I to that apartment to live with you guys. Then there shouldn't be any problems, right?
No way. I am not okay having 5 people living in this apartment.
Then let's move to a place where all 5 of us can live there.
We are all family, right? And as a family, we have to stick together
At all times.
And I believe the exact same thing when it comes to family.
Perfect! Then can you please tell me the address of your apartment?
No thanks.
Why the hell not?
Because you aren't family to me. I have no reason to be telling a stranger where my son and I are living.
Huh? What are you going on about now, Bailey? Did you just say I'm a stranger to you?
I'm sure if I don't tell you straight, you'll never be able to understand what I mean. I'm going to divorce you. I'll make sure to have all the papers and everything sent to your parents' house later. I'd like you to take those documents and go to the courthouse to hand them in once you've filled them out.
Whoa, wait a minute, please! What the hell is this about? A divorce? This is way different from what we're normally talking about.
Oh, I don't think so. You continue to do things only for yourself, and that's gone and killed any of the love I had left for you. And that's why I want a divorce now. None of this is any different from what's been going on already.
Just calm down, alright? Jace is still in high school, Bailey. Do you have any idea how he might feel when he finds out his mom wants a divorce?
I'm sorry, but Jace has already agreed with me divorcing you.
Liar! There's no way he'd be alright with something like that!
Unfortunately for you, though, he told me straight to my face that he's happy that I want to leave you. Well, once you've calmed down a bit, perhaps you can go ask him about that yourself. I'm sure he's going to tell you the exact same thing I'm saying now.
No way.
Also, I'm going to be getting a settlement from you in the divorce.
A settlement? What makes you think you can do that, when you're the only one wanting this divorce in the first place? I am never going to let you get any money from me.
It's not about you letting me get any or not. It's about what the court is going to say. Do you have any idea about any of the things you've done to me while we've been married? You have shown more than once that you feel as though you have all the power in the family and that you can abuse it to get whatever you want from me. That is more than enough to allow me to get a settlement from you.
I haven't been trying to harass you or anything, though.
Then go and take a look at all the texts you've sent me before. I think after taking a read through everything, you'll have a better idea of what you've been trying to do to me. Then I won't have to explain anything to you about it, right?
But there's no way.
Now I'm going to get myself a lawyer to talk to, and after today, you can talk with them if you have anything else to say to me. I don't want you to ever contact me directly again.
Hey, wait! Can you at least listen to one last thing from me?
No, thank you. If you have anything else to say to me, then talk with my lawyer about it. I made sure to tell him everything. I think he and I will be getting the divorce really soon.
I see. That's great to hear.
It sure is great. I feel so much better now having said everything.
I'm sorry about all you've had to go through with him.
What? Oh, why are you apologizing to me for that?
The only reason you've been having to deal with that guy for so long is in order to protect me, right? I've always been a kid to you, and that's why you put up with this crap, right?
Well, you are right about that, but...
That's why I'm apologizing to you for that. Also, thank you. From now on, I'm going to be the one supporting and protecting you, okay?
You're an idiot. You really don't have to think about me that much. I just want you to be around me, and that's enough to make me happy and show me you care. In the end, I was able to get the divorce from Dominic with no issues. And after everything was over between us, he started to have some real troubles with his money. Had he just had to pay for the settlement and the last few years of child support, he would have been just fine. But that didn't seem to be all that he had to deal with. Right after the divorce, his dad ended up having a stroke and passed out in their house. After that, he was left paralyzed on his whole left side and required a lot of Dominic's time to be taken care of. Dominic was left having to pay for both his dad to be treated for the stroke and the care he'd need to receive afterwards. With everything put together, he really had no room to pay for himself or anything else in his life, requiring him to take out some loans. In order to try making more money again, he asked his higher-ups to let him move back to the main office, but this time they weren't so kind towards his request. As of right now, Dominic is really regretting ever asking his bosses to move him to the office closer to his parents, and I'm sure those regrets will never stop.